Hi guys, hope everyone's well and welcome back to the Improvement Podcast. So this week I want to touch on time management. So yes, time management is a bit different from what I usually talk about. I usually talk about things like nutrition or training related. However, I'm a big believer that time management is very important, not just for being productive, but trying to reach your fitness goals. The reason being is when you have more time, it means you will have less stress because you will manage your time better, have more time to relax, you won't be rushed about. If you have more time, you can have more sleep, which we know leads to better performance, better mood, better recovery. It's all shown, and basically a better quality of life across all aspects. Additionally, it means more time to train. So if you have more time in your day, you can devote more time towards training so that you can do more to reach your goals. Additionally, not use the phrase I don't have time. You can then make time, and as a result be able to, like I said, just devote more time to the gym. And you'll also have more spare time, and regardless how disciplined you are or productive you are or how big your goals are, you need time to just chill out and have downtime, which will then improve sleep quality, leave you time for other commitments, stop you burning out, and then just do other things you enjoy in your life, which is obviously very important. One of the reasons I thought to talk about this is because I'm reading a book called The 4-Hour Work Week, which is quite interesting so far. It just talks about basically some time management tips in it as well, which I've got some of these from. However, some of them I've been doing for a long time, but I'm just going to go over my top tips for managing time. So first of all, I think 99.9% of people are a big culprit for this. It's being on your phone. So if you open your settings, if you've got an iPhone and look at your screen time, I bet it's most likely going to be concerning to yourself. So my biggest tip is literally just trying to get off your phone. So if you wake up and first thing you do is go on social media and go on your phone, that could definitely save you some time in the morning where you could be doing something more productive that could give you more time to work towards your goals or whatever you want to achieve in life. So just try your best to get off it. How I recommend doing this, obviously it's easier said than done. Just getting off your phone is turning off your notifications. So that's something I've done. I've only got notifications for WhatsApp where my clients message me and on text messages. As a result, I don't get any distractions from Instagram because I think everyone's guilty. They get a notification, they look, they see who it's from, they open it. Before you know it, you're on the phone for 15 minutes and you're scrolling on Instagram or any other social media platform. And yeah, so that's helped a lot, as well as turning off notifications. If you want to just spend less time on your phone, let's say you're in college or university and you're studying, put your phone in another room. You want to make it as hard as possible to get access to your phone because then you'll be less likely to do it at the end of the day. And yeah, big one for myself is just not going on my phone in the morning because you can just waste so much time if you're on social media in the morning. Like the amount of time I've got back first thing by just not going on my phone and just trying my best to, and then just making it a habit that I don't pick up my phone before I have my first meal helps massively. So going on to that, my next point, which does tie in nicely with obviously not going on my phone in the morning, is my morning routine. So I think having a morning routine everyone can benefit from, regardless of what your days look like or what job you have or what responsibilities you have. The reason being is if you've got a morning routine, you can find out one that works for what you need to get done in the morning. And what this will do is this will save time. It will stop mental fatigue from having to think what you have to do in what order and stress out about that. It will make stress lower as a result, and it will mean you'll tick all your boxes in line with your goals. So my morning routine I've got on my wall above me is to get up, brush my teeth, then jump on the scales. After that I hydrate, I put my rice on in my rice cooker, and then I tidy my room, I make my supplements, make my food, and then I have my first meal. Then after that I read, and then I just get to work and do whatever else I've got to do in the day. And so this means that I've got so much ticked off, and I organise my routine in a way that suits myself. So like I organise it in a way where I can do everything I need to do, like upstairs, and everything I need to do downstairs, so I'm not running up and down. And ordering it in a way that basically allows me to get as much done as possible in a short period of time and just be really productive. As a result, yes, you might think, does it really matter? Will it make that much difference? Try it. I believe it does. And again, you could argue that's not going to save a lot of time. If it's like an extra 2 minutes in your day, multiply that by 365 amount of days of the year and think about how much more time you could devote for doing a task that's going to be more beneficial to yourself. Or even just spending more time in bed, because we know how productive sleep is for our health. So yeah, that's another tip. Have a morning routine. And find one that works for you, so you don't have to have the same routine as someone else just because you saw some millionaire post it. Find one that sticks in line with your values. So if you value, I'm not sure, like let's say you value your health, make sure you take your morning supplements or something, or hydrate yourself first thing, that sort of thing. And next up is something else in terms of routine. Doesn't just have to be in the morning where you have a routine, it could be at night as well, and just being routine with your day to an extent. So yes, everyone's got different jobs, different commitments, which is understandable, but you can still be routined. Let's say you have like a 9-5 or something, you can still be routined with your time after work. You could always, let's say, you could eat your food at work or right after work when you leave, then you could go straight to the gym, then you could get home, shower, do what you need to do, like get a meal, and then leave your time to chill. And then having that routine will mean you'll get your boxes ticked in a productive manner, and then still have time for just chilling. Like it doesn't just have to be like every waking minute, but it's just about self-improvement and improving your own routine. So next up is batching tasks. And what I mean by this is doing things in like instead of like checking your emails every hour, batch it and do it every every day at 7 o'clock. So yes, not everyone will have to check their emails, but this is something I've done. So I have set times where I check my emails, so I know I won't be checking my email like in the morning, then I'll think, oh, I'll do it in the afternoon, I'll do it at night. The reason being is, will I actually need to look at it then? Could someone who's emailed me wait for a reply until 11 o'clock the morning after, or 12 o'clock the time I actually check it? They can probably wait that. So in that time, I don't check my emails. All the other times, get caught up reading rubbish and then waste time where I could be doing another productive task. And I still check my emails like obviously once a day, so I'm not going to miss anything. And again, you can do things like just simply like unsubscribe for emails, so you're not sitting there, you get notification, you read them, just stuff like that. And again, you can also do this with cooking your meals. So I cook all my meals in the morning. It takes me in total to cook 5 meals for the day, get everything ready in Tupperware, and sort every single thing I'm going to eat out. It takes half an hour, which is nothing. So yes, you might want to be a bit more creative with your food. With me, you might make some fancier foods, and you might want to cook your food fresh when you get home for dinner, but you can at least do this with, like, let's say you have 4 meals a day, you could at least do this with 3 or even 2. Just literally having a time where you prepare foods and do, like, just being productive in that aspect when possible. If, let's say, you only eat 1 meal that's the same every day, you could batch cook the same meal for a week, put it in the fridge, freezer, etc. And again, that's just going to save you time, and as a result, you can devote more time for something else. So next up is eliminating tasks. So tasks that offer no real value. So just because you are something I've found a lot of value in, it's just because you're doing something doesn't mean you're being productive. So just because you're filling your time doesn't mean you're I'm going to move my business forward with my coaching business. So it's important to actually realize what's going to be beneficial for yourself and what's not. So is there anything you're just mindlessly doing in your day that you could get rid of that's going to save you time, like sitting on the phone when you get home, or for me, let's say I was like doing a post on Instagram or doing something that had no return to my business. It wasn't helping me and it was just really time consuming. Could I get rid of that? That's something else valuable. And next up, obviously everyone's time commitments will differ for this and everyone's routine, but work and study when you're most productive. So yes, some people might have fixed shifts, and but those who are, let's say, in university, then now find the time that suits you when studying and then stick to that. So for myself, when I'm working, I work best in the morning. So what I do is have a coffee, then I work for 2 hours, and I have my second meal, then I have another coffee and I work for another hour and a half after I do a walk, listen to a podcast, and then after that I have my meal free and go to the gym. So in doing that, I'm working where I can function best, because after the gym I've got no focus, I'm not productive at all. So if I get it done beforehand, I'll get the most work I possibly can done in that time. As a result, make the most of it, and then have time, like I said earlier, to do other commitments, like see my girlfriend. So that's something I've found valuable for myself, and just sticking to that time, just trying to be religious with it. And again, if you do that early in the morning when you are most productive, it means it's out the way, because if you're tired, and then something crops up later in the day, if you go out with your mates or that, then it's very easy to just miss it out. Next up is something I do when I'm working and also in the gym. See, when it's time for me to work, I put my headphones on. Even if I'm not listening to anything, just doing this will just put me in that headspace that it's time to work. Always try and have work clothes as well. I know, again, not everyone can do this, but this could potentially be a wee tip you can use if you're studying or that. Study in the same environment, have a workspace and then a space you chill at. Don't combine the two. That's something I've found very beneficial for myself. And again, if you're really busy, you don't have a lot of time in the gym, you know people at your gym, put earphones in. You don't have to listen to music, but it's just, sounds sad, but it's just a way of not getting into a ton of conversations and distractions and being able to make the most of your time. And if you have a partner, you can tell them, I'm not going to be speaking from now till then, and as a result, it will just leave you time to work and not have any issues in that aspect. And the next one is don't multitask. So I saw this, I don't know if it was a study or a statistic or what, but it takes a lot of time to get back into a task after you stop doing it and get distracted by something. So if you multitask, you'll probably know you can be switching between things all day, not having a proper time to do each in place, and then you look and you think, what have I even done in an hour? I've not been productive as I could have. So set out times where you do each task and set a deadline to each. This could literally be doing the washing, it could be tidying your room, it could be training, it could be anything, time for making your food, because if you don't have any sense of urgency, you won't be as productive as you can be. You won't do something as fast as possible with your time. So yeah, do not multitask. I've done it before, and I still sometimes try do it, whereas I shouldn't, because it does just eat away at your time and you don't get as much done in a short period of time. And yeah, so I believe that's about it in terms of some tips for time management. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Something a bit different. If you did enjoy it, share it on your story. Leave me a rating and review if you can, or subscribe if you're on Spotify or YouTube.